So welcome to the revolution. And this is a mantra that Matt used to come to me in the agency and say this to me all the time. I know we don't want to hear it, but nobody cares about advertising. There's not one person who wakes up in the morning and says, I cannot wait to see an advert today. We live in a generation of people who hover over a skip ad button, and if you're anything like me, you're one of the 600 million people who use ad blockers. I pay for Netflix, I pay for Spotify. I'm very, very hard to connect with and actually get advertising to. And what's worse is that all the latest studies show that people don't even care about brands. This is what we're facing. In a fake news, post-truth world, we're being lied to, interrupted, and raped for data. Can you really blame them for losing faith? I don't think you can. But in a game of trying to build a relationship, we've lost the most important thing with our consumers, and that is trust. 70% of consumers don't trust advertising, and 42% don't trust brands. And customer loyalty is at an all-time low. And what we're suffering from is information overload. I've got more choices and less time than ever before. So what's the easiest thing to do? Is ignore stuff. My attention is down. The fact of the matter is, you cannot buy attention. You have to earn it. And this is one of the guiding principles of marketing with attitude. You cannot just pay for adverts and eyeballs. You need to earn attention and build a relationship. Because the real truth is 2/3 of your marketing is happening without you. It's happening on social media. It's happening on reviews. It's happening on word of mouth with user-generated contents. These are all things that advertisers and marketeers can't control. The consumers now have control, and they are running this revolution. But the best marketeers in the world, and one of my favorite marketeers, understood this. He understood that in order to connect with consumers, you need to understand their values and their beliefs. He understood the principles of marketing with attitude, and what Apple have done really showcases this point. And this is Steve Jobs talking to the Apple conference in 1998 after he came back to the company and his reposition of what the brand is.
To me, marketing's about values. This is a very complicated world. It's a very noisy world. And we're not going to get a chance to get people to remember much about us. No company is. And so we have to be really clear on what we want them to know about us. Apple, at the core, its core value, is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. That's what we believe.
The late, great Steve Jobs there. And he understood it's time to think differently. It's not about adverts anymore. It's about human advocacy. And brands like Apple have got this right. There's not many brands that would have people camped out their store for the next product. So this is a diagram that we drew out when we were running the agency, and it kind of shows the shift that we were going through from 10 years ago when we were talking about traditional marketing. We were talking about adverts and awareness and interruption and kind of consumers, to where we got to at the end of the agency, where we were talking about the evolution of marketing, from adverts to creating stories that people would connect with, from awareness and reach to how do we earn and capture their attention, to stop interrupting them and let's start to learn to build a connection and a relationship, and from consumers to building a community that you can have leverage over, that you can add value to. And I'm not saying that product price, promotion, and place is not important. The traditional piece makes sense. You have to have a great product. You have to have the right price. But the new 4 Ps of marketing, the framework that I'm going to give you for our social marketing, will help you build a real relationship.